Amir Hamzeh Deldar و Gore Delgir, which can be translated to the brave Amir Hamzeh and the charming zebra. The story of the film is about a prince who falls in love with the king's daughter, who has been captured by a demon and turned into a zebra. Amir Hamzeh is one of the first successful Iranian animations, but unfortunately the remaining version of it has very low quality. The film begins with the chase hunting of the prince and the zebra, which has a special place in Iranian culture and philosophy. In ancient and philosophical storybooks, zebra and deer are metaphors for the beloved or God. In the past, Persian kings proved their skill and power by hunting, so there are many stories and miniatures with this focus on hunting. At one point, the hunter and the hunt suddenly change places. This time, the zebra is trying to hunt the prince, which actually refers to an old poem that says, "Oh, you prince, who are powerful and hunted deers. Did you see how this time the deer hunted you?" And in the explanation, I must say that deer and grave are written in the same way in Persian. So the poem actually means, do not think that you can always give orders to others. The time will come when the situation will be reversed and even kings will die. The illustrations in this film are inspired by old Iranian lithography books, so the perspective and facial expressions of the characters are depicted exactly in the traditional way of Iranian miniature. For example, you can see the similarity between this 15th century miniature and the girl's bath scene in the movie. Here you can see the effects of Disney 1940 Fantasia on zebras dancing. When Amir Hamzeh goes to propose to the king's daughter, he realizes that a large number of suitors are lined up in front of the palace. The interesting thing is that all suitors are exactly the same, and Amir Hamzeh tries to differentiate himself from others. In Persian philosophy, all human beings are part of one great being, so at the end, we are all one. we can see another condition for appearing before the beloved, which is to forget yourself and become anonymous. And like all fairy tales, the hero must pass difficult tests to reach his beloved. As mentioned before, this film is deeply influenced by old Iranian miniatures, in which people's faces do not show any emotion. The reason is that the miniatures tries to show the perfect world, where no one gets old or cries. In this film, despite other fairy tales, the girl does not play a passive role and tries to improve her situation. Throughout the film, it is the girl who has the final say. She guides her beloved suitor to the palace, and it's her pure tears that wash away the demon's sins. Noureddin Zarrin Kelk, the director, studied pharmacy at Tehran University and holds a PhD, but then he changed his major and studied animation film. He was one of the first people who was sent to Belgium in 1969 by Iranian government to study in the Belgium Royal Academy of Arts from 1969 till 1972. I couldn't help but noticing the similarities between my situation and his. Two international students in Belgium and the intensifying concern for identity. It's like when you walk away from home and look at it from the distance, you only realize its beauty and delicacy.